Hey everyone, Garden Sound, Lilo the bird.
And Ben, with Trevor the cat.
Hey look everyone, it's Ben from Cutler Jumper and YouTube.
Hey there.
Well, it looks like I've told you a half-truth, everybody. You've only been slightly and humorously bamboozled. You see, this is a top 5 list, but it's Ben's top 5 list.
Got him.
Boom!
Pow!
Zing!
Pew, 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 pew.
I don't collaborate enough, so I'm going to be doing that more often. And in 2018, I'm going to be collaborating quite a bit. So I wanted my first collaboration for 2018 to be Ben Burns. Ha ha ha! You see, we've planned this out for months. Weeks. Okay, we've planned this out for just a few days.
That's right, and we've decided to take over each other's channel for this video. But don't worry, if you wanted to see Gardener's list, just click, tap, highlight, or diddle the link at the end card at the end of this video to follow through to my channel.
See you on Ben's channel.
So anyway, Gardner and I got to talking about video game music recently. We ended up tossing our favorite songs back and forth, and we eventually just decided to make a collaborative video because both of us want to do more crossover stuff like this in the future. I love music from video games, and I'm hoping that a few of the albums on this list are either ones that you haven't really heard before, or are from an artist that you love, but you haven't really heard that album. This list doesn't really have an order. It's not designed to rank them or anything like that. This is just a bunch of songs that I absolutely love. Also, links to the album's iTunes or Spotify will be in the video description below. Right, Gardner? Here we go. Ink Reveal. Ink is an indie platformer inspired by Super Meat Boy that came out a few years ago. The musician in charge of this soundtrack, Vince Rubinetti, is a super cool dude who knows his way around ambient soundscapes. He has an incredible skill of sprinkling melodic stuff in while still leaving much of the song open and airy. I also highly recommend checking out the Hacky Zack OST, which is another album that he made. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, Steamworks. Steamworks is one of my favorite examples of Jake Kaufman's work. It's elaborate and complex without feeling like he's showing off. It's loud and fast and fun and funky and cool. Jake is an incredibly talented musician and also very prolific when it comes to new music. If you're a fan of chiptunes, I would highly recommend checking out the soundtrack for Shovel Knight, which you've probably already heard before if you like chiptunes. This song also features one of my favorite choruses of all time. Monsters Ate My Birthday Cake, Ruins of the Firefather. If you love indie game music at all, you've probably heard of Disaster Piece. He wrote the music for the huge indie games Fez and Hyper Light Drifter. But going through his library a couple months ago, I discovered the soundtrack for Monsters Ate My Birthday Cake, which is a mysterious and whimsical and quirky album that really feels like it would sound at home on a Super Nintendo game. If you like the music from Super Mario World or Earthbound, I really highly recommend checking this one out. It's super cool. Bastion, Build That Wall. I'll be honest, there's no real way that I can get through that intro of the song without really wanting to hum along. I absolutely love this album. Darren Korb really masterfully mashed together all of these disparate genres to create something completely unique. You can never really tell if this is acoustic folk or dreamy ambient or some kind of lo-fi hip-hop that you'd see on a YouTube stream. It's also one of the rare times where blending music with lyrics into a game can be incredibly emotionally impactful and also move the story forward in some ways. After Bastion, Darren also did the soundtrack for Transistor, which is another amazing soundtrack that I would really recommend you listen to.
Gonna build that city on a hill. Gonna build that city.
Doom 2016, BFG Division. So full disclosure, I'm not much of a metalhead, but damn did this convert me. Mick Gordon is an absolute mad scientist in this album. It is crazy the amount and variety of sounds that he got with the palette that he was working with. There's actually a GDC talk describing the process that he used to create a lot of the sounds in this album, and I would highly recommend checking that out if you have the time. It's very inspiring. And really, it's hard that Bethesda told Mick at the start of this project that they did not want guitars in it. Like, seriously. Oh yeah, and I have one honorable mention that I wanted to toss in here while I was writing this list I forgot about, and that is Crypt of the Necrodancer, King Konga. Crypt of the Necrodancer is a rhythm/roguelike/RPG/action game where you have to navigate a dungeon to the beat of music while also attacking enemies and gathering loot. The soundtrack is written by Danny Baranowski and is incredibly diverse. I like all of the music in this album, but for some reason, this song in particular just speaks to me. So yeah, thank you so much for checking this out. Follow the link at the end of this video to go back to my channel and check out Gardner's list of music. So on my channel, we have a weekly creative advice series where I talk about the facets of creativity and building yourself up as a musician or as an artist in general. And I also post recordings of music production where I write a song from start to finish over the course of 2 hours. It's pretty cool. So see you later. Bye.